Hi, I'm Kenneth WAJDA. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado, and I love talking photography and film photography, and welcome to another one of my talks. Today I want to talk about finding old film cameras, because there's a little thrill for me to seek out old film cameras still. I don't know what my collection is about, because some of it's for students, but some I keep for me, and some I just love to shoot, and some I don't get to very often, but it's still a little prize or a little surprise, a little gem to find a camera in a yard sale that you weren't expecting to find. And I was at a yard sale last week, and I asked if they had any cameras, and they often people will say, oh, I didn't think to put them out because I don't think anybody would want them. And it's a question I typically ask. Do you have any film cameras? And often the answer is no, but you would be surprised how often the answer is yes. And that doesn't mean it's not going to be a crappy point and shoot that's worthless, or a 90s plastic battery dependent SLR that you really don't want. But every once in a while, so last week I'm at this yard sale and there were signs all over. Now it's fall and there aren't as many yard sales right now, but there were all these signs at the corner pointing to this yard sale. And I asked if they had any film cameras, and they said no. And I looked around at what else was there, and there was nothing for me. So I'm leaving, and instead of making a U-turn, I just go straight, because I figure it'll go out to the next lane, I'll get out to the main road from there. And there's like a utility truck with a tiny little white sign that says sale. And I'm like, really? And I look up into the driveway, and there's a man working with some workbenches, and he's got some tools out, and I'm like, I think there is another sale here. So I go up to him and I say, hey, wow, do you have any film cameras? And he goes, oh, I have a few. I just need to get rid of these things. So he goes inside and he finds me a Pentax K1000, a Minolta XD11 with a 51.4, an XD5 with a 28 and a 200, all Minolta brand lenses. And the XD11 and the XD5 were the cameras that they modeled the Leica R4 and 5 series on. Those were the cameras that they used because Leica had a partnership with Minolta, and those were considered their top-of-the-line cameras. And there was a K1000, there were those two, and I said, I don't know, like, I give you like 20 each? And he said, sure. And he said, I just need to get rid of them. And he was happy with $60, and I want to shoot that XD11 and that XD5. Both of those have incredibly bright viewfinders and clear and really kept in great condition. He had cases on everything, and that's the beauty of buying old used stuff. A lot of things are cased. They put a case around the camera, they put that whole apparatus into another camera case. Cameras were kept pretty well. The only risk you have is batteries leaking, but AA's tend to do that more than those button cells. Usually they just go dead. But both of those cameras had working batteries in them. And it was just a really fun find, because I'm not the biggest Minolta fan. I typically won't use anything other than Nikon or Canon in those old film cameras, and Olympus and Pentax, because I like the small build quality. But Minolta I always feel like is a little bit second rate, but those two bodies were some of the better ones. So you can find things, but you have to ask. If you're at a sale, don't be afraid to ask, because frankly, sometimes they might have one out that is under a table on a case that you don't even notice it. And I've had that happen too. But there are gems out there, and you can use those K1000s to teach somebody else photography. That's what I'll do. You can use those Minoltas for just a really well-built precision piece of Japanese 1970s SLR, and like I said, I'll shoot those because those are calling to me. They're so wonderfully built and they're in such great shape. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below, and hit that subscribe button too. Thanks for watching.